Dandruff may look simple, but for millions of people it becomes an embarrassing, stubborn problem that keeps returning no matter how many shampoos they try. On WellCare Zone, we believe real healing starts with understanding the root cause, not just washing away flakes for a day or two. Most people don't know that dandruff is not only about dry skin, it often begins deep inside the scalp's microbiome, where a natural fungus called malassezia grows excessively when the scalp becomes too oily or too dry. This imbalance triggers irritation, inflammation, and continuous shedding of dead skin cells. As flakes fall on your shoulders, the itching gets worse, and scratching damages the scalp even more. Many people keep switching products, but very few understand the science behind what's happening. That's why in this WellCare Zone explanation, we break down how diet, stress, hormones, climate, and even the wrong hair oils contribute to dandruff that feels impossible to treat. When viewers finally learn the real cause, they often realize the solution is simpler than they thought, because the body can heal when the scalp environment is restored naturally. On WellCare Zone, we've seen that dandruff starts when the scalp loses its natural protective barrier. Heat, humidity, harsh shampoos, and excessive oiling all disrupt the balance, allowing yeast to multiply faster. When this fungus grows, your immune system reacts by shedding skin at a much faster rate. That's why you see large white flakes, itching, redness, and sometimes even painful patches. Many people confuse dandruff with dry scalp, but dry scalp produces small powder-like flakes while dandruff produces noticeable oily or thick flakes. The wrong hair routine, such as not washing enough, or washing too much, can also worsen the condition. Stress hormones like cortisol increase oil production, feeding the yeast and making dandruff flare up during exams, job pressure, and emotional stress. Even diet plays a role. High sugar, fried foods, and dairy can fuel inflammation, while deficiencies in zinc, omega-3, and B vitamins weaken the scalp. This is why the WellCare Zone approach always combines correct topical treatment with internal balance. Fixing dandruff permanently requires addressing not just the flakes but the biological triggers behind them. 3. Now let's talk about natural remedies, the ones we trust on WellCare Zone because they work with your body, not against it. One of the most effective treatments is tea tree oil because it fights fungus, bacteria, and inflammation simultaneously. A few drops mixed with shampoo can calm itching within days. Aloe vera gel is another game changer. It cools the scalp, repairs the skin barrier, and reduces redness caused by constant scratching. Apple cider vinegar helps by balancing scalp pH, which makes it harder for fungus to grow, while also dissolving stubborn flakes. For people with dry scalp, coconut oil restores moisture and prevents micro cracks that worsen flaking. For those with oily scalp, neem water or green tea rinse works better because they reduce oil production while still fighting dandruff-causing microbes. The key is targeting your scalp type correctly. At WellCare Zone, we always emphasize that natural remedies don't work overnight, they work gradually by restoring scalp health from the inside out. Consistency turns these simple ingredients into powerful long-term solutions. A permanent dandruff cure also requires changing a few daily habits, something we always highlight at WellCare Zone because lifestyle affects scalp health more than people think. Washing your hair 2 to 3 times a week is usually enough unless you have a very oily scalp. Leaving sweat on your scalp after workouts can worsen dandruff, so rinsing quickly helps. Prevent flare-ups. Avoid heavy hair oils if your scalp gets greasy fast. They can trap heat and feed the fungus. Reduce hair gels, waxes, and sprays because they block follicles and irritate the skin. Manage stress with sleep, hydration, and relaxation techniques, as stress alone can trigger severe dandruff cycles. Your diet should include omega-3 foods like fish, walnuts, and chia seeds, along with zinc-rich foods like eggs and pumpkin seeds. These nutrients strengthen the scalp's natural defenses. At WellCare Zone, we also recommend avoiding extremely hot water, which dries out the scalp, and switching to mild, sulfate-free shampoos whenever possible. Small changes in routine often make a massive difference in scalp health. Finally, if your dandruff refuses to improve even after consistent care, WellCare Zone advises considering whether the issue could be something more serious, such as seborrheic dermatitis, fungal infection, eczema, or psoriasis. These conditions often look like dandruff but require stronger medicated shampoos such as ketoconazole, selenium sulfide, or salicylic acid formulas. A dermatologist can examine your scalp and determine the exact cause if natural methods aren't enough. But for most people, understanding the true root cause, correcting their routine, using the right remedies, and being consistent is more than enough to stop dandruff permanently. At WellCare Zone, our goal is to guide you step by step so you can restore a clean, healthy, itch-free scalp without wasting money on unnecessary products. When you finally eliminate dandruff from the root, by balancing your scalp microbiome, nourishing your body, and using the correct treatments, you experience long-lasting relief and confidence. Remember, healing your scalp is a journey, but with the right knowledge and commitment, you can stop dandruff forever.